Hi. So you're here because you want to know more about liver disease, probably. Rule number one, don't die. Okay, we got that out of the way. Let's kind of talk about my backstory a little bit. You don't know me. I'm not an authority. I'm not a professional. I have no degrees. I have nothing but my experience.
Command suits you.
I was diagnosed in 2009 with, elevated liver enzymes to now in 2018, 6 weeks ago on October 6th, I had a liver transplant.
I want my mommy.
Oh, baby.
So, I wasn't alcoholic or anything. It just happened. So if you're here trying to get answers of why am I sick, you're going through that phase, that stage you just found out. Don't worry about it. No one knows. If you do find out, great. I didn't. We have no idea why I got sick. We have no idea why my liver did what it did and how it did it and when it happened and where it planned on going and how it did it. I think that was the 5 W's and the H. Anyway, how did I get here? So back in 2009, I was younger than I am now, 30, 26, 30, 26, 27? Anyway, I think it was 27, yeah. I went to the doctor and they told me, hey, your number's elevated, just kind of watch what you eat, try to lose a little weight, get some exercise, lay off Tylenol, alcohol. So I was like, okay, sure, why not? I was a heavy drinker in college, drank some as a teen, drank occasionally beers whenever, after work or during football games, and sometimes a little too much, but that isn't what caused this disease. Because I went to the doctor and they said it likely wasn't from that, because for how much damage was done, I would have had to drink a lot, and I wouldn't have been able to work. I mean, I have a family, I have a full-time job, I have 2 kids, I have a wife, I have a house to take care of, I have 4 cats my wife made me keep. I like them. Anyway, so everything was pretty much good until I hit 30. 30 years old. From 27 to 30, I think I was pretty good. Dealt with some, emotional issues, anxiety, the stuff when you realize, wow, the world is not as easy as it seemed whenever I was in college. And that's when my hips went bad. It sounds funny, but I was actually born with a bone disorder in my hips called multiple epiphyseal dysplasia, in which my hips just kind of grew kind of malformed, and it was very arthritic, and there was no cartilage, it was bone on bone, and they were in bad shape. Basically, when I went to the doctor and got x-rays, they said, wow, you have the hips of an 80-year-old man. So that was awesome. And so I ended up replacing both of them within a month of each other. Not so bad, but I was gaining weight, which seemed very strange. I was getting heavier and heavier. I think I was about 240 pounds when I had the surgery. Keep in mind, I'm only 5'4", okay? I'm short. A lot of people are usually surprised by that. I'm not, because it's me. So being short and that heavy, not good. I've never been on the real light side, the BMI side, where it's like, you should be 130 pounds. I'm like, can we update this thing to when they actually had food around?
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
But that's neither here nor there. And, after that I started gaining a lot of weight. And I thought maybe, okay, I just need to get some exercise. I'm letting my hips heal. And then I started getting exercise. I started doing stuff. I started going to work more. I found a lot of things going wrong. I found my attitude was changing. My temperament was changing. Everything about me was changing. the way alcohol hit me was different. The way medications were hitting me were different. I was getting more angry. I found myself, I don't know how my wife stayed with me.
I hate you.
Honestly. I became a bit of an asshole for about 4 years there. So, after my hips went bad, I started noticing I started getting sinus infections all the time. I started getting nosebleeds all the time. Like I said, temperament, attitude, work attitude toward life in general. Wanting to just get away and say, screw it all and take off. If you're at that stage, know that that's not you. Okay, your liver, you are sick. Okay, so if you've been diagnosed with liver disease, know that. And if you have a spouse, have your spouse watch that. I'll have my wife say something at some point if she wants to.
What do you want?
It's not that simple.
Or I'll be the medium and say it for her. But, it's really up to her. And that led me to whenever I realized I was diagnosed with cirrhosis of the liver. I went from having just, elevated enzymes to full-blown cirrhosis. And the way I found out is I kept going to my doctor because I kept getting sick, and I think he saw how ballooned I was getting. I couldn't really explain it. My stomach was rock hard. It was uncomfortable. My clothes weren't fitting. I mean, everything about it was miserable. So he sent me to a hepatologist, a liver specialist. And I went to that liver specialist with kind of an open mind, thinking, okay, let's just see what they have to say. My liver's fine. I'm a guy. Everything's fine. I just gotta lose a little weight. Not so true. Turns out I am just an ego, and I am not a superhero. There goes my hero. So, I went to the doctor. They had me do an MRI. You could actually feel the cirrhosis. I mean, that's how bad it was. And, I was a lot sicker than I even realized. And that's how I ended up here. With a new liver from a deceased donor. Thank you. You know who you are. And that's why I want you to watch these videos. There's going to be a lot of things that you just don't know. And they're not going to tell you because they're like, everybody's different. I never heard that. Or, it's something. Probably because people never told them. You feel alone. You feel like you're the only one who feels these things. Because, one, you're not in the correct mental state. And two, because nobody really talks about it. There's a stigma, right? And I don't want you to feel that way. I'm putting this out there, putting myself out there. This guy with the punchable face, putting it out there to kind of let everyone kind of see what someone else went through. And hopefully this will help you. If not, that's sad. Well, hopefully this will help somebody somewhere. And, I got a long list of stuff I want to discuss. Okay? We're on number one here. It's hard to do through the camera here. We're on number one. Backstory. Yeah, that's me. So, thank you so much for coming. I hope you stick around. If you were seeing this before, even another video goes up, awesome. Subscribe. I would go and put a little subscribe button there, but I don't know how to do that. So just subscribe and listen to me. Not everybody's story is going to match with mine, and I get that. I understand. No worries. But there's going to be things I think will help you. For instance, let's see what I got coming up. The lead up to the diagnosis. That'll be my next one. That's a fun one. I was charming. I was a real charming guy. So, please, stick around, come back, leave comments. If you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer. Just leave your comments below. And I'll try to make this entertaining. I'm a pretty fun guy with a punchable face. And, yeah, my name's Sean, by the way. In case you wondered. I'm not just the awkward anomaly. My parents didn't name me that.